Hey guys, I'm Shannon Peak. For those of you obviously who don't know me, I'm one of the guys that auditioned for Australian Survivor. Obviously I didn't get through, even though I did get through some of the rounds. I'm doing a little video just to, I guess, do a review on the show. So pretty much what I'm filming is completely raw. I'm not going to edit it or anything like that. I'm just going to say it as it comes to mind. I think for the first episode back in such a long time, I think it is a good show. It did look a lot like the American series, which is good. You can see they definitely got some good inspiration from the American show. I was quite happy with it. I think the host was great, Anthony LaPaglia. I think he did a good job. I think you could, I think the first couple episodes you're going to see him sort of be a little bit. He seemed a bit nervous to me, but because he is taking on a big, huge responsibility, it's it's a big thing trying to step up into a role like Jeff and be good at it. But I think he did a good job, and I think he'll get better at it. So overall, I think the show is really, really good, and I think it's going to get better. I was actually surprised with it. Just because, history says, we've had two crappy survivors before, but this one was really good. Just going over the cast, and I've got them in front of me here. People that stood out to me, and I think, it's kind of strange because some of them you probably wouldn't think, but people that stood out to me were people like Sam. Sam's got unbelievable good communication skills and teamwork skills. You can see, and so you should. He's an entrepreneur, and that's two big keys for entrepreneurs that they do need. Other people that stood out to me, Nick stood out to me like a leader of the Yellow Tribe. Again, from what we've seen, I do think he will go far into the game. I think he will get past the merge, but still unsure. Matt, he did alright. Good South Aussie bloke. He did alright, and I think being a South Aussie myself, I said I think I'd like to be on the show with him. He's definitely a guy that I would alliance myself with, depending on for how long though. Lee stood out, but then again, we've seen a bit of Lee on the adverts, and same with Kylie. Kylie stood out to me as well. I know we've seen some of these people we've seen a fair bit of, on TV in the ads, but I do think Kylie will go to the end. That's my prediction already. I've been watching a lot of Survivor for a long time, and I've normally picked the top 2, top 3s within the first 2 episodes of watching. So Kylie is my top pick at the moment. It's still early days yet. I'd give it another 2 episodes to confirm that, but I think she's going to be up there for sure. Other people that stood out to me, Kat, but again, we've seen a lot of Kat in the first episode. She's very much a strong character, and a dangerous one. She has the ability to influence others, and I'll go into a little bit about that later. Other people that stood out to me was Evan. Said the most probably stupidest comment, or sentence in the show, which was lying about having fire. It would have been good if the team backed him up on it, but they didn't back him up on it. And Rowan, I think it is, threw him under the bus. So there might be a bit of splinter work there. Elle stood out to me, but not what I think she would be. She says she's a 3rd generation army girl. She wants to be a hero. I didn't see her being any of that in this first episode. I didn't see her stepping up and taking on a strong female role, and that's the way she sort of perceived herself to be in her video. Obviously Des. I'll go into a little bit about Des later, but Des for obvious reasons. Who else? 2 people I think that really, that got my attention. First of all would be Bianca. being a private investigator. Now, she told me, like she did in the show, if I was playing the show and she told me that she was an insurance broker, I would have believed her. It was very genuine the way she came across about it. And, I'm from a security background myself. I've spoken to, people that are in her line of work, and they can be very deceiving. They're very good at their roles, and they know what they're doing. So she'll be one to look out for. And Barry, he's a pretty cool bloke. He looks like, he hasn't said much, we haven't seen much of him, but he looks like a pretty cool guy. And, it'd be interesting to see how it all goes. As from the team standpoints, you're looking at blue, yellow, and red. I think blue, and as soon as I seen the first challenge, getting the immunity, I knew straight away the blue team is going to do well in this show. I think they're going to dominate. That's my prediction. I think they're going to dominate. Their ability to work really well, not just in the challenge, but around camp, superb, really good. But in saying that, you can see people making some mistakes already. And I'll go into that a little bit later as well. Yellow team are pretty lazy about. I think they'll do all right in the challenges. They do have a chance to win some, just because they are a good, happy vibe bunch. They're not. You don't see anyone like the red team. You don't see anyone, hating on each other yet. I'm sure, we've only seen a little bit of here and there of the blue team and the yellow team. Most of the focus has been on the red team. But, their ability to get better, as long as they don't lose challenges, their ability to get better, is something to watch out for, because they can have the opportunity, and I think they will at some point, beat blue. So, but again, blue and yellow don't have anything to worry about. Red has got some serious issues. I mean, I would hate, if I was on the show, I would hate to be in red. That is, I think for Lee, I think Lee's going to go far in this game. He's such a good guy, such a good Aussie bloke. He doesn't seem like he's got a good, let me say that again. Doesn't seem like he's got a bad bone in his body. Could be fooled, we don't know. But from what I've seen thus far, Lee is probably the only person out of the red tribe, and maybe Elle, but she's going to be that tag. I don't think she's going to be as strong as she says she is. Lee's going to take her into the merge, pretty much. Anyone else in the red team, if they do make it to the merge, they're not going to last long. They're going to be easy votes. So red's got a lot of issues. They need to come together and be a unit, and Elle should know that. Being in the Australian Army, and even from sport, this is, everybody knows, and you can go into any job interview, what do they say is most important around the workplace? Teamwork, communication. And the red team's not doing any of that. That's why I think that they're going to fail miserably. Now, if I was playing the show, if I was actually selected and I was on the red team, it would be my priority to make it my job to unify the team. I'm a big believer in teamwork. I'm a big believer in communication, and I'm very vigilant. So I would be doing my damn fucking hardest to make sure that team is a unit and is a strong team. Which brings me to my next point. Des. Now, there's two ways you can play Des, and unfortunately for him, he shot himself in the foot. And again, if I was in that tribe, I'd make it a strong argument to keep Des. I would not have voted him out. That was probably the worst decision I think that red teams maybe possibly make. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But yes, Des is a bit of a tool. He's a bogan, but he has his values. He's a smart guy. He can build. He's shown that in the last few minutes of the show. He's shown that he could do that. That he had some hidden talent. He just played his cards wrong, and I think Kat rubbed him up the wrong way. But again, Kat is her job. She's a manager, and her job is to manage people. So she's good at sorry. She's good at what she does. And she's been groomed to be a leader. And you can see that already. You know. So her personality is quite strong because of that. And I think they just clashed. And what Des did wrong is he alienated himself away from the group, and he shouldn't have done that. He should have looked for another avenue to come in from to play this game, and he didn't. He waited for the last moment to play his game and to show what he had to offer, which I believe what he's got to offer the Red Tribe is far more than what Kat does. If she was voted out, you'd see other people take her. I think like people like Lee. Again, Lee, ex-cricketer, he knows what it's like. And I'm telling you, you got two people in there that know how to, be a team, be a unit, that know how to. And Elle should be able to, as that, that background in the army, should be able to draw people in to her, and form not only a strong alliance but a strong team, which would then make this team very hard to beat. That's all they needed to do, is get rid of Kat. Because now what's going to happen is he's out, and you're looking at more girls and more males, and it's instantly she's going to try and make it a girls versus males thing. Got the numbers. Alright, so that is the Reds' issue. And I don't see Red winning challenges. I see them going through challenges time and time again, getting beaten, getting dwindled down, and they're all picking each other off and all stabbing each other in the back just to try and stay in this game. And you're not going to see, I don't think you're going to see anyone, maybe Lee. I think I could see Kylie and Lee getting along really, really well. And Kylie might take Lee into her fold, and he might do well. So we'll see what happens though. But yeah, Red's got some huge issues. Probably the most funniest thing that I've seen yet, and I'll make it a point too. Connor, and this is a thing with Connor, he stood out to me a little bit, only because he said one thing. I've played the game, or I've watched the show, I've played the game, I've practiced the game, played as kids and stuff like that. Love the show. He wasn't talking about, and none of them were talking about alliances straight up off the bat. Nobody was there, like for instance, I'll use this as an example. You can see it again with Red Team. You had 4 girls walk off at the very start. Des walked off by himself. And I think there was another guy, what's his name? Evan, I think he walked off by himself. And Lee was sort of just hovering around, right? Nobody was looking at where the numbers were, and the numbers were with the girls. I would have walked off somewhat near the girls, so I can just move my way in if I needed to. But yeah, so that's my point of view. A lot of people weren't talking about hidden immunities. Nobody talked about hidden immunities. That's something I would have brought up, or if not looked for. And nobody was really talking about alliances, and they should have been, in my opinion. But this is just my little observation for the first episode. I hope you liked the video that I put up. Like it, subscribe if you like. I'm not a big YouTuber, but this is just something that's passion to me, as I hope to apply for the next season if there is one. So, again, thank you for watching.